Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to the rapid reaction of WrestleMania XL Saturday. Boy, this was a day and a half, right? We're still delivering, happening earlier this morning. Please check out the rapid reaction to that, as we stepped up. And then, of course, tonight with WrestleMania Saturday. Really, really fun show. Disappointing in one thing. We'll get to that in a second. But all in all, I think a fun night of professional wrestling. So let's go ahead and let's just get right to the action. We had normal pop and circumstance. Although usually it's been like America the Beautiful they've sung at WrestleMania, but today it was just the regular national anthem. That's totally fine. And we started off with the Women's Championship match between Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley. I thought this was a very well-tight, well-wrestled match between the two. There was some really good stuff going on with them. I love the pacing of it. I love the psychology going after the arm. For the disarmer was Becky Lynch. And there was a lot of other good stuff going on as well. Really enjoyed going to the outside and them having Becky on Rhea's shoulder to the outside, and then having them stay on Rhea's shoulders, and then dropping her in an electric chair. Great stuff going on in the match. Becky was wearing her book as an outfit, so that's that. Rhea Ripley was, of course, in her gothic type of garb. You know, Jim Cornette keeps talking about Rhea Ripley being a movie star. I don't know. I don't see it not the fact that she can be a movie star, but I just don't see her leaving this to go do movies in some sort of way. Excuse me. Live TV. I apologize, y'all. Stuff get caught in my throat. My water's back here. I should go ahead and drink it. Some of it. Anyway, you know, like I was saying, I don't see her going to movies. But anyway, this was just an acceptable, great first opener. You know, they always say, if you don't want to be the main event, you want to be the opener. And they went out and they did a really good job of opening the bout. A riptide, a manhandle slam. Rhea Ripley caught Becky in the prism trap. Even had so much for that. Did the great round with her legs. She still got out of it. Great job. While going for an avalanche manhandle slam, Rhea Ripley blocked it. Caught Becky Lynch. Give her a riptide into the bunker, then the riptide onto the mat. 1, 2, 3. She wins. She retains. Definitely a great way to start it off. I gave it a 4 and a quarter stars. I don't really know how to say it, but I gave it 4 and a quarter stars. So that was a great opener. Really, really, really fun stuff between those two. And now Rhea Ripley continues on. So really, really fun. Great stuff between the two. Next was the 6 pack tag ladder match between DIY that came out cosplaying as kind of DX, the Awesome Truth, New Catch Republic, A-Town Down Under, um, the New Day, who what's his face? Xavier Woods came out as this old guy, Constance Creed. Came out with him, and then just the unbelievable, Judgment Day came out, and this was a spot fest. And listen, I have not. We talked about this a little bit on the predictions episode, but for me, I am someone I abhor the whole two shows have to have two titles. I abhor the brand split. I abhor the the multiple titles. I think there should be one men's champion. There should be one women's champion. There should be an Intercontinental champion. There should be a U.S. champion. There should be a women's tag champ, and then there should be a men's tag champ. Right? I think that's just the way it should be. So then to have like one for Raw and one for SmackDown and one for and I don't know if they're going to keep it as being like one is Raw, one is SmackDown, or if they're going to name them the WWE title, WWE tag titles, or the WWE World Tag titles. I don't know if they're I swear, y'all. It's every time I do one of these, I just yawn, and I guess because I don't sleep good enough. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know how to get it changed either. So, but anyway, so the way they had it was the match did not end until both titles were taken down. Now that didn't mean that if you were one team, you couldn't get both titles. If you was one team, you could reach up and grab both titles and become the undisputed champion. But both titles need to be taken down. So the match gets started, and they're going through their whole mess and spots and everything like that. And they come to a spot where R-Truth is asking for a hot tag, and the Judgment Day has Miz, and they do something to Miz. Miz gets away, hits the hot tag. He takes out Finn Balor, or takes out Damian Priest, and goes, John Cena on Finn Balor and everything like that. And even gives him the AA onto a ladder. And then Damian Priest is there, and they do maybe that was Damian Priest is there, and they get rid of Damian Priest. DIY comes in, and then they have DIY do the whole Shawn Michaels thing. Shawn Michaels super kicks Finn Balor. Finn Balor turns around, goes into a pedigree / fairy tale ending from Tommaso Ciampa, and so then they were like, let's get it on, and they were like, no, wait a minute. It's Miz. Truth goes, no, wait a minute. You guys go get the Raw. We'll go get the SmackDown. So then that happens. They try to go get it. They break it up. A-Town Down Under gets in the ring. They go up and they get the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. So they announced it in the ring. Similar to announced it. The new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, A-Town Down Under. The match doesn't stop. The match continues going. And in fact, New Catch Republic with what's his face holding the strap goes up and power bombs him through a ladder. Takes him out for the rest of the match. So now everybody's now fighting for the Raw Tag Team Championship. And then at the point we get JD comes in and he tries to help Judgment Day, and that goes awry. He gets put through tables, which they brought out tables. They even use the chairs. It should have been just a TLC match, goddammit. And they do all that, and then finally, it really interesting here is they're using a ladder, and one of the ladders is just it's kind of tore up. So Damian Priest claws up, and Jessica Carr she's trying to let Damian Priest know that there's a ladder. The ladder is broken, and to let him know that. and she's doing like this, and other referees are like, what, and so they didn't see it. Nobody didn't really see it. I didn't see it until Miz came in. 'Cause Miz came in and they did their spot where he was supposed to choke slam him south of heaven off of the ladder, and then when Miz got on, you could see it. Oh my God, the ladder is it could have been very dangerous, but I think they maybe realized it. Miz probably saw it, climbed up, and said, "We got to get off of this ladder thing. This is starting to break." So then he chokeslammed him. They took that ladder out, put it in a new ladder. The Priest still didn't get it, and then it was a New Day fighting everybody off, which was great. So much so that Kofi climbed the ladder and did a trust fall off onto people, taking everybody out. Damian Priest got back in, but our truth, John Cena gave the AA to Damian Priest to the outside, climbed the ladder, grabbed the titles, and the Awesome Truth, our tag team champions. A WrestleMania moment for our truth at 52 years old. It's amazing. I've already started the fantasy book myself where this is like our truth's last run. So when he loses the tag titles, he's going to retire. And that's probably not what it is, but it would be such a cool thing to do. And then because I think some of us are saying, well, our truth got a moment, but maybe a month or two reign or something like that, and then put it on somebody else. But actually, if that was the case, if you were to have our truth say, when we lose the titles, that will be my last match, then actually that gives it reason for even a reign to go even longer, and maybe into SummerSlam and maybe past SummerSlam and things like that. So, maybe even to like when the new stuff starts on God, if they would take that to next year, even if they could, that would be amazing. But all right, so amazing. Awesome Truth are the Raw SmackDown Tag Team Champions. A-Town Down Under are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. It is what it is. Yeah, I don't like it, but it is what it is. I give it 4 stars. Next was the Lucha Tag match. Andrade and Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. And boy, they kind of gave us, but I wouldn't say they kind of gave us, because they still could go that way. But they gave us something on SmackDown that made you kind of think that this was Carlito, and Carlito was going to try and turn on Rey and Andrade, because Dragon Lee was taken out, and then Andrade was, do like that. They even mentioned on commentary saying, "Are you going to believe all of the hype that the people think that Carlito was upset he didn't get, picked?" Excuse me. And Jesus Christ, I had the damn thing, the press conference paused, and now see, like, so I have to let it, go back and so I gotta try, whatever. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, so and they even mentioned that on commentary about about the Carlito thing and how he looked. So you maybe thought it was going to happen, even though I still picked Rey and Andrade. But this match was perfectly fine. This was a really good, entertaining, fun match. Andrade, at one point, Andrade put Rey on his shoulders and dove off of the second rope to the outside onto Mysterio and Santos. This was incredible, and at one point, everybody was getting involved. The LWO was doing dives, and so was, the Legado del Fantasma, and what's her face was diving, and Zelina Vega was diving on the Alexa Lopez. But at one point, they had, Santos and Dominic had Ray, at a chair. He had him in the corner and told him to get a chair to bash his brains in. So Dominic went and got the chair, and then these two big guys with, luchador masks, but in Eagles colors and Eagle style, grabbed the chair away from him, threw Dominic into the pole, and threw him into the ring. And these guys were huge, and I didn't think of it at first. I wondered, who are these guys? But I think when they won and they got into the ring, I realized, I saw there was a beard. Okay, so this is Jason Kelsey and this is Lane Johnson, and of course I was proven to be right. It was Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson who helped them out. But it was just some really great fun stuff. It was a good match. There's the Eagles and everything like that. It was really fun. 3.5 stars for the Lucha Tag match. I love Jey Uso. I love what he's become. I love the fact that he is one of the most over people in the thing. Last night on SmackDown, everybody in the Wells Fargo Arena was singing his song, his words, as he was coming to the ring. Everybody does the yeet, does the yeet. It's great to see, and I hope that he can parlay that into championships and you get even being even more over and things like that, and having a good run before they want to put back the Usos, before you get back the Usos, before you put back the Bloodline. I also hope that this tonight doesn't hurt him. It was underwhelming and disappointing. They were going for the emotional part here. And I think in the pandemic era, maybe this would have worked better. Being an emotional part, where you could have hear them talking more obviously and things like that. But tonight, and it was basically, there was 4 moves done in this match. Super kick, spear, Samoan drop, Uso splash. From between the two people, between Jimmy and Jay. 4 moves. 4 wrestling moves. I don't know, man. It just didn't happen, my daughter. This is what they wanted this match, and happy for them to have it, but it just wasn't it. It really wasn't. And like I said, I hope this doesn't hurt Jay's momentum with this. I gave it 2 stars because it wasn't awful, but it wasn't meh either. So I don't know, but it's disappointing. Next was the 6-woman tag, Black Girl Magic. Jade Cargill, Naomi, Bianca Belair, taking on Damage Control. And boy, I gotta tell you, Dakota Kai, and what she came out with, wow. There are thoughts that Dakota Kai is uncomfortable being a sexy woman. That that's not her. That's not something that she is okay with, or feeling okay with, or feeling fine with, something like that. And that's just totally fine. Apparently Bayley is like that either. Bayley knows what she gets, and she knows that it drives. It brings all the boys to the yard but that's just not something like her. Unlike Mandy Rose, who knows it and uses it and is okay with you using it. Unlike Rhea Ripley, who seems to be okay with that as well. And that's totally fine. But boy, tonight Dakota Kai was whoo. Some of the teenage boys think became men tonight because of Dakota Kai. But anyway, to the match. It was a really, I think it was exactly what it was there for. I usually say that when it comes to tag matches, if you do the tag match correctly, uh, shine, heat, comeback, finish. If you do it correctly, the tag match normally isn't going to suck, and it's going to be somewhere between, somewhere between 3.25 and 2.5 stars. It's going to be somewhere like that, and this is right, there 2, and 2.3 stars. It's just good for what it was. It really was. Also, we had the Jade Cargill, and she got in there, and Jade didn't need to be in there a long time. She doesn't need to be in there a long time right now. I think they need to do with her what they did with Braun Breaker. Just put it in there against some NXT talent that haven't been seen in a while, or NXT talent that needs that can that's not ready to be called up, and have Jade just kind of squash them for the next couple of weeks or so. Because I don't know if Jade is ready for the longer matches. So that's totally fine. Good on her. Oh, I got our Saturday Night Live too. Jesus Christ. Saturday Night Live is new, so I gotta watch that as well. Anyway, yeah, so it's just what it was. And good for them. Bianca Belair keeps her winning streak intact, and I think a lot of us would like to see next year's WrestleMania, Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. Because I think that's a rivalry. That should be the rivalry in the women's division. It's Bianca versus Rhea Ripley. And I hope they get the opportunity to do that next year at WrestleMania. Next was the IC title match between Gunther and Sami Zayn. Gotta be sure, I'm shocked. Sami won. I wonder how people feel in a moment. It's a feel good moment, but I wonder if push comes to shove, and in hindsight will be 2020. I wonder if they will look back at that and think that think this was maybe like the wrong time or the wrong guy to do it, or it was done the right way, because it was one of those things where he was Gunther really beat down, and he beat down Sami Zayn, and he kept looking at the wife who was sitting at ringside, and he kept taunting him and something like that. But Sami Zayn at some point did his own version of the hulking up. He hulked up, and he caught Gunther with a brain buster on the top rope, on the top turnbuckle. Hit him with a couple of luger kicks, and he wins. So this is good for them, But I think two questions will be asked, right? The Sami Zayn was kind of made. He was kind of already made. He was made last year. Actually going back, he was made going back into 2022 with the stuff with the bloodline. He was made then. So he doesn't need to be made. The question could be is that Could you have made somebody by beating Gunther? Could you have made Braun Breaker? Could you have made Carmelo Hayes? Could you have made Chad Gable? And Chad Gable, he has a thing, but Chad Gable isn't made to the point to where he's just gonna be. He's almost consistently over in love, but he could have been made. Chad Gable could have been made. There's a lot of other people who could have been made by beating Gunther. And did they do the right thing by getting to Sami Zayn? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I think it all depends on now how Sami Zayn, how he does with any kind of title, how they treat it, and yada, yada, yada. So, all of that. All in all, that was a really fun match. I gave it 3 3/4 stars. And then finally, the main event, the tag match. Rock and Roman versus Cody and Seth. And this was just my oh my. What this was fun personified. It started off as just them trying to do a regular tag match, and then each one got to get with each other. Roman got to do with Seth, and Roman got to do with Cody, and then Rock got to do with Seth, and Rock got to do with Cody, and then once that happens, it starts to break down. And at one point, the referee Chad Patton is counting, and Rock says, "Do not count out. Do not count me out. Do not stop counting, or you're fired." And it's amazing. From everything that part, it was the referee was just he was basically you want to talk about Jim Cornette on his podcast. He talks about how the AEW referees are they are stripped of their power and things like that by the stuff that the people do in the matches. But he talks about it as something as it's not done on purpose. This was done on purpose. This was done where The Rock basically stripped the referee of his power. And because of that, we had brawling out in the crowd. We had brawling up onto the thing, onto the stage. We had brawling back around the ringside. We had straps come out and get whips. We had low blows. We had just everything. And at one point, The Rock does something to Seth Rollins, and the referee goes over to Cody Rhodes and apologizes because he didn't disqualify the guy for doing The Rock for doing what he did, and it was just amazing. This was a different type of 5-star match. I'm giving it 5 stars, but this was a different type of 5 stars. You can give 5 stars, I think, for many reasons. You can give 5 stars for the entertainment value. You can give 5 stars for the wrestling, and then you can give 5 stars for both, right? And Shawn Michaels, and this is why Shawn Michaels and Undertaker like the greatest match ever, because you give it 5 stars because it's both. The wrestling is great, and then the entertainment value is off the hook. You give back in the day, I gave Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, back-to-back 5 stars, Clash of Champions and the Hell in a Cell, because of the entertainment value. Not necessarily because of the thing. Hulk Hogan and The Rock gets 5 stars at WrestleMania 18 because of the entertainment value. The Usos and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn gets 5 stars because of the in-ring work, right? Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes get 5 stars because of the in-ring work. This was one of those 5 stars just for the entertainment value. The work was fine, but this is just a full entertainment value of just everything. And I think tomorrow night is going to be the same, where I think it could be the 5-star with the entertainment value and the work inside of it. Just incredible. It's such a fun match. Such great stuff. Seth Rollins hurt his knee. They worked on Seth Rollins' knees, and they worked on Seth Rollins' back. It was just incredible storytelling here, incredible, and that sets up his match next. Tomorrow it with Drew to be insane as well, and The Rock ends up pinning Cody 1, 2, 3 in the ring. The third person to pin Cody Rhodes since he's come back to the WWE. Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, and Cody Rhodes. No, wait a minute. It's Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, and The Rock. Cody can't pin himself. Figuratively. Or literally. He can figuratively, but that's neither here nor there. So, yeah, it was just unreal. It's real fun stuff and really great stuff happening tonight, and that's how the show ends. And it's great. I think this was a really good night. Really good night. Again, disappointed at Jimmy and Jay, but otherwise, I think there was some really perfectly acceptable wrestling, some really great wrestling stuff on here. Something for everybody. And I think tomorrow night could be even better. I think tomorrow night could actually be like the true wrestling show. Because you have the street fight with Lashley and Lashley and the Prophets going against the Final Testament. Which that should open the night, I think. But I don't know. The other matches are going to be like real wrestling, and then like the Bloodline Rules match. Again, that should be the one where there's wrestling, and then there's work, and then there's entertainment, and everything goes in it. So, and we will see if we will see what happens next tomorrow night. Are we right? Are a lot of us who think that the Bloodline Rules match will actually backfire on the Bloodline and is going to end up being, more like how tonight there would have been Avengers Infinity War, and then tomorrow night ends up being Avengers Endgame, where everybody comes together who was wronged, by the Bloodline and takes them out. So we will see. It's going to be a great night. I can't wait to get there. So yeah, this was awesome. So yeah, post your comments down below if you're watching this on demand. Let me know what you guys thought of WrestleMania at 40 Saturday. Let me know down in the comment section what was your best match, how do you feel about the matches and everything like that. I will be here tomorrow night for WrestleMania Sunday, so make sure you're right back here. Click that notification bell so that when I go live, we can talk about it. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy, AJTRIP, signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.